Hello, it's Leslie from leslieburton.com. I know I don't usually come in at this time of the week, but I just wanted to say a little something about the eclipse last night and um, early morning as well, and just a little bit about what happens there. So last night I did something that I don't do very often, clearly, because I went outside, and I mean really outside, right out into the outside, sort of, it was about 7 o'clock in the evening, so it wasn't late. Um, it was a lovely, warm, beautifully clear evening. And I just stood there watching the solar eclipse. Um, and there's just something so deeply humbling about the natural world, isn't there? And the solar eclipse and just watching the sky produce what it produces. That quiet moment, when the light just starts to sort of disappear and the world does this strange sort of in-between thing. It's not quite day, it's not quite night. We're just waiting for it to happen. And because the eclipse happened at that time in the evening, it was about sort of an hour and a half before the sun actually goes down below the horizon here in the UK. Um, it was just like an early switch off, come back again before the real switch off. And I always forget just how still it can get in an evening. Now, I was, I had other people around me, but there's still this peace, this quiet, this stillness. Um, and then this morning, I got up early, early this morning, just as the sun was just starting to appear, on the horizon. That just sort of looks like sort of just before as the start as it starts to come over. So you've got that beautiful dark indigo, and then it slowly changes to that beautiful reds, oranges, golds color. And it was just one of those this morning. And I thought, just, how perfect as I stood there. I just thought how perfect it was. The eclipse last night, the sunrise this morning, and such a beautiful sunrise. And just how can it be free? How can this be free of charge to us? Like, we get so caught up in money, don't we? And this is all free. And here's what struck me though, standing there in that morning light after the eclipse the night before, that period between the two of them, between the darkness and the dawn each time, there was this sort of space, this stillness, this quiet, a pause, shall we call it? And that pause, it wasn't empty, it was quite full. It was full of possibility, of quiet, of something gently rearranging itself underneath the surface of everything. And I think so many of us are living in that in-between space right now, aren't we? I think maybe that you're between who you were and who you're becoming, between the version of yourself who felt really stuck in things and the version who's just beginning to move forward. And even if the movement is slow and soft and invisible to anyone but you, it's still there. Maybe you've done the work, all that inner work that you've been doing, the clearing, the releasing, and you're in that strange suspended moment of waiting for the new thing to arrive. And it could feel like, has this been worth it? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? And the answer is yes. That space can feel so uncomfortable. It can feel as if nothing is happening, but nothing could be further from the truth. The dragons I work with, they call this the threshold, the portal between what was and what's coming now. They don't rush it, they just work within that. Yeah, it's a fantastic feeling of this, that in between, that slowness, that pause. Feel the excitement. Put aside the impatience and that I've done all this work and feel into the excitement that's there for you. So, if you're in your own in between space right now, if life just feels a little bit dim, a little like you're waiting for the light to come back, I want you to just know something. You're not stuck, you're not broken, and you're definitely not behind. You're just standing in the most potent moment of your transformation. The sun always rises. It might not do it visibly to you every morning, but it always rises every day without fail. It rose this morning, and it rose this morning in the most spectacular fashion. And I wish I could have shared it with you. I wish I could have shared it with you because it was just so perfect. And so I just want to say, if you've been feeling that pull, that nudge towards something new that wants to come through for you, I'd love to invite you into the multidimensional circle community. It's our new free community that you can come into to just be yourself. Stand on that threshold, pause, share or don't share, look or just be within it. It is entirely up to you what you would like to do with the space. But we would so love to have you in there. And as we share comments, tips, anything that we share, we would love you to see that and be with us as we move forward all together in this world. And what is more perfect than being together? Thank you for joining me today. And as I always say, if you can if you've enjoyed this, please do like, subscribe. And it just helps me to get out to all the people that I can help. And I'm sure that there are many people out there that just, this is just an aha moment for them. So please do that. And I will see you again next time. Thank you for joining me.